Welcome to Tai Chi. Everybody ready? Let's warm up. Hands at your waist, turn your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stretch your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Expand your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Waist exercise. Interlock those fingers. Keep your arms closer to your ears. Turn at the hips and waist to peek at the heel of your opposite foot. 7, 8, 9, 10. Airplane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Touch toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Be careful. Shift your weight to the left. Hands at your waist. Kick your foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Kick your butt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Heisman, opening up your span, parallel feet. Choose the right side, cross and sit on that side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shift your weight, cross. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Short one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good golden cockerel. Remembering our good Tai Chi posture. Essentially dropping those shoulders, opening up our span, tucking our butt, hollowing out our chest, chin down, head straight up, thinking good thoughts, knowing where our danten, center of gravity, is. To be a good golden cockerel standing on its left, we're going to shift all our weight to the left, rotate those hips, come up and counterbalance, push down as you rise up. Golden cockerel. Don't forget to spin on your cable. Now to the left, now to the right. Last set. Kicking out, 50-50. Gather energy, set it to your left foot. Right hand on the outside, kick out with your right foot, follow the kick. Shift weight, left hand, left foot, out, in. Round out your hand motions. Make your circles. Make your spirals. Last set. Holding our ball on a T stance. Grow a little taller. Here we go. Out on an L, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, lower, pivot, root down on a T, out on an L, bow stance. Sit back, lower, pivot, center with a ball, out on an L, move that ball, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, lower, pivot, root down on a T, out on an L. Here it is. Sit back, lower, pivot, center with a ball, out on an L, move that ball, part the wild horse's mane, get a good stretch. Sit back, lower, pivot, ball and T, out and to the side, flying diagonal. Sit back, lower, pivot, ball and T, out and to the side. Where is your flying diagonal? Sit back, lower, pivot, root down, L stance, bow stance. Sit back, lower, listen carefully, parallel higher on a T. All together, you're going to brush your knee. Sit back and lower, pivot, spiral parallel and higher, spiral out to brush your knee. Sit back, lower, pivot, round out your motion as you spiral to brush your knee on a bow stance. Sit back and lower. Bring that top hands rounded out to your shoulder. Bring it down, out, and around. Sit back, lower, pivot, all together. Round out your movements. No sharp corners. No angular movements. Nothing abrupt. Everything soft, continuous, flowing, peaceful, as you brush your knee. We're going to grasp the bird's tail. First, going to ward off. Push your opponent. Turn your hips and waist. Hands go for the ride. As you sit back, sit down, look back. Turn at your hips and waist. Push out from the center. Separate those hands as you wear your mitten. Lower yourself and spiral forward. Sit back, lower, pivot, ball and T. We're going to take an L to ward off. Turn our hips and waist to grasp the bird's tail as we turn our hips and waist to look back. Contact, turn our hips and waist center, push out. Separate and roll back. Sit down, spiral up and forward. Sit back, twist step, ball and T, out and to the side. Push your opponent away. Turn your hips and waist to grasp the bird's tail. Turn at the hips and waist to look back. Contact, turn at the hips and waist to push out at the center. Wear your mittens as you roll back. And spiral forward. Sit back, sit down, pivot. Hold your ball in a T. We're going to part the wild horse's mane out and to the side. Here it is. Flip the forward hand, join it with the back. Cloud hand, sit back. Twist step, 12 o'clock. Open step, 9 o'clock. Two things happen. Flip the hands, close the feet. 12 o'clock, stem cup. 3 o'clock, flip the hands. Two things happen, open the feet. Stem cup, 12 o'clock. 9 o'clock only, flip the hands. 12 o'clock, stem cup. 3 o'clock, two things happen, flip and close. Stem cup, 12. 9 o'clock, two things, flip hand, open feet. We want to get to 3 o'clock by using our hips and waist, coming up to our 12 o'clock and coming up into our golden cockerel. Down, center, up, down, gather energy, cross, up, and out. Gather energy, left hand, left foot up, and out. Holding our ball, we're going to grasp the bird's tail out into the side. First, ward off. Turn the hips and waist and grasp the bird's tail. Turn at the hips and waist. Contact, turn at the hips and waist, push out from the center. Roll back, sit down, spiral up, then forward. Sit down, sit back, twist step, hold your ball, out and to the side, push your opponent away. Turn your hips and waist and grasp the bird's tail. Sit down, sit back, look back. Contact, turn at the hips and waist, push forward. Roll back. Sit down, spiral up, spiral forward. Sit back, twist, open, in, shift your weight to the left, right hand on the inside, spiral up, bring the tiger closer to you, push him away. Separate, drop your shoulders, flex your knees, wrap around, up on your heel, off the ground, as you close your form, okay? We're gonna do our 10 form now, starting with commencing form and including repulsing of the monkey, okay? Good Tai Chi posture, dropping those shoulders, growing a little taller. Commencing form, shift weight to the right, heel comes up, on your toe open, toe arch heel, hands rotate, take a deep breath in as you wear your mittens, come up to your shoulder, drop your shoulder, flex your knees, left hand stays to the front, right hand rises up higher as you open to the ceiling, glancing as you bring it to the head, turn at the hips and waist, repulse of the monkey. Center, higher, glance open, bring it to your ear, turn your neck, meet in the center, repulse 2. T-stance, parallel and higher, out into an L, brush your knee. Sit back, lower, pivot, parallel higher, softly on a T, on an L to brush your knee. Sit back, lower, pivot, hold your ball on a T stance. We're going to part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, lower, pivot, ball and T, out on an L, part the wild horse's mane. Flip the forward hand, join it with the back. Cloud hands. Sit down, lower, stem and cup. Pivot, open pivot to the 9 o'clock. 2 things happen. Flip the hands, close the feet. Stem cup, 3 o'clock, 2 things happen. Stem cup, 9 o'clock, 1 thing happens. 12 o'clock, stem cup, 3 o'clock, 2 things happen. Stem cup. 2 things happen. Stem cup. 1 thing happens at 3 o'clock. Shift your weight to the left, up, golden cockerel. Down, shift weight, up, golden cockerel. Gather energy, right hand, outside, right foot coming up, kick out. Left hand, left foot, up and out. Holding our ball on a T stance, we're going to grasp the bird's tail. First ward off. Turn hips and waist. Drag down the bird's tail. Turn hips and waist. Contact. Turn hips and waist. Push from the center. Roll back. And spiral forward. Sit down, sit back. Pivot. Twist step. T stance. L stance. Ward off. Turn hips and waist and grasp the bird's tail. Sit down. Turn at the hips and waist. Contact. Turn at the hips and waist. Push out. Separate and roll back and make yourself small. And power forward. Sit down, sit back. Pivot. Open pivot. In pivot. Off the ground. Tuck the right hand inside. Embrace the tiger, bring him in, push him away, drop your shoulders. As you now close your form. Okay, this time I want you to watch me to learn to do something maybe a little bit different. Okay, make the adjustment because you slowly went back. Okay, so make the adjustment to get back to your original place. This time, some support. Here we go. Commencing form. Shift weight on your toe, open, on your heel. Rotate. Take a deep breath. Use your core. Shoulder level, drop your shoulders, make yourself small, flex your knees. Center, backhand glance open, bring it to the ear. Turn the neck, hips and waist as you repulse the monkey. Center, higher, open, glance, turn, meet in the center, repulse of the monkey. T-stance, parallel and higher. Make your spirals work for you as you brush your knee. Sit back, lower, pivot, spiral parallel and higher. Ear, heel, hand, turn the hips and waist as you brush your knee. Sit back, lower. Hold your ball on a T-stance. We're going to part the wild horse's mane. Out on an L. Give that person a snack. Sit back and lower. Pivot. Balance with the ball. Out on an L. Get a good bow stance. Flip the forward hand. Join it with the back hand. Then sit back, sit down. Pivot 12 o'clock. Pivot out 9 o'clock. Two things happen. 12 o'clock. 3 o'clock, two things happen. 12 o'clock, stem cup. One thing happens at 9. Stem cup 12. 3 o'clock, two things happen. 12 o'clock, stem cup. Two things happen at 9. Middler cup. One thing happens at 3. Shift your weight to the left, up. Golden cockerel. Gather energy to kick out. Hold a ball to ward off. Take an L, push your opponent away. Turn your hips and waist and grasp the bird's tail. Turn your hips and waist to look back, contact, then turn hips and waist to push out. Roll back. And spiral forward. Sit back, sit down, pivot, twist step, ball and T, L stance, push them away. Turn hips and waist to grasp the bird's tail. Contact, turn at the hips and waist, push that energy. Roll back. And spiral forward. Sit down, sit back. Twist out. Twist in. Embrace with the right hand inside, pull them up, push them closer, push away. Drop your shoulders. Everything helps you to make yourself small as you now close your form. This time when we do it now, I want you to be careful. I want you to ask yourself in every movement, are you adhering to your cable? Or are you pushing your knee forward by moving your upper body too far out, okay? So we're looking at alignment. Make sure your cable is straight up, working for you for better balance. Here we go. Commencing form. Right here. Make sure your knees are not beyond your toe. Do not chase after your hands. Remember you're in Tai Chi to prevent falls, to have proper alignment and better balance. Right here. Do not go beyond your knee, your toes. Keep your body, your core straight up. Use your hips and waists to get to the 9 o'clock. Do not direct your movements with your hands. Use your hips and waists and the hands. Go for the ride. Golden cockerel. Kick out. Grasp the bird's tail. Watch your alignment. Do not chase your hand. Are you wearing your mittens? Are you using your hips and waists? Shift weight. Spiral up. Bring it closer. Push out as you spiral. Make your movements rounded rather than straight. Curve the hand as you close your form. Okay, almost 40 minutes of continuous movement. Very good. Okay, I can tell the energy is going, flowing. I can tell we're perspiring, but we're still active. Mind active, body energized, so we want to do more. Okay, and this is what Tai Chi is all about. So this is what I wanted to give you a sampling and experience. It's quiet. We could hear the fans. We could hear the feedback. We could hear the traffic. But we're in our own zone. That's what gives us peacefulness and the power to do whatever we feel is important. Okay? Can't say enough. I think you've gained a lot. I know that there are areas that I need to go over, and I'll do so after Ken talks. Okay?
Most of you have progressed really well, and you know the movements in terms of order and in terms of the general where your arms and legs should be. What I'd like to do today is just go over what sometimes I refer to as the intention. Why are you moving your body in a certain way? And that's in part based on the martial arts derivation of Tai Chi. We're not here to teach you how to fight, but teach you so that when you move your bodies, you are moving almost as a martial artist would have tried to move to build his body up in terms of strength, coordination, etc. One of the basic things that when you do your Tai Chi, you will see different people express different styles, if you will. Even in just yang type Tai Chi, yang style. Some people are very sparse in how they move their bodies, just trying to get the essence of what is the intention. And others are very flowery, their hands and feet are going in all different directions. But I think the important thing is just to know what you're trying to make your body do. And I'll try to go through the 10 and point out some of the things that you might be thinking about. So let's just begin here. I'll face you so you get an idea. What we're trying to do with commencing form is shifting weight, coming out, even stance, your hand is here. And then what you're doing is pushing up, but not lifting, you are pushing up from underneath. You're pushing as if somebody's going to be trying to get at you, but you're doing it with two hands, you push. And then when you're coming down, it's not here, but it's dropping your shoulders, drop your elbows, and it comes down, and you float down, okay? So it's come down, okay? Then you're coming out here, you open your hands. Some don't quite know the reason for opening your hands, but what you're trying to do is a maneuver where you are coming here, you're going to strike the opponent, but the hand should be ready to grab the opponent. You're giving him a push-pull, push, or pull, push, okay? Otherwise what happens is I see individuals come up like this, and then they're ready, and then they come here, and then they say, oh, I got to come back. But you come up, down, open, ready to go. Hand comes here, grab. Of course, we don't grab, it's a very stylized, but in fact, what you're doing is you're grabbing and this hand is pushing, okay? And then when you come to the brush knee, you remember your spiral, see? The brush knee is this. So you've done this, you've done this. You don't waste the time to come and then go back down. What you do is you're up here, this hand comes up, and then from here, this comes across. You're not coming down and then coming up. It's a spiral, okay, here. Spiral, and then when you're here, you turn, you're going to block this person, and then turn and strike. Sit back, come back up here. You see my hand just came from this position, or from this position, it just stayed right here. It didn't come down here and then go back up. So you out, forward, see? And then as you are, this hand is coming down, this hand is coming forward. It helps you stay in balance because you're just rotating, okay? And then you come back and you hold your ball. Significance of holding the ball is from a martial arts standpoint, you're trying to protect yourself. But also you're trying to maintain balance. You're trying to come from way out here, you're trying to come into here. So you're set here, balanced out, and you come here, turn and advance. What you're using is not, although we teach you to serve your friend, what you're really trying to do is you're trying to get here, turn, use your shoulder and use your hand to push the opponent in this direction. You get underneath his, that's what it's going to be, but you do it in a graceful manner. Okay, come back, hold your ball, protect yourself, center yourself. Come back out, turn. Okay? When we're here, then we're going to do our cloud hands. Come back, twist, twist. But you see, I'm rotating. My hands didn't do anything but just rotate with my body. And it comes down. Then it comes together. Open, so I'm balanced. Come back across. But you take the power of your body to, you're going to block this guy away. And before he can come back at you, you pin him down so he can't get you. So, and what are you doing? Spiraling. Remember? Okay. So we get through that. I'm coming this way, coming this way, coming this way. Now, hold your ball. We're going to part the horse's mane. Now, he says, ward off. What you're doing is you're pushing this guy and you're pinning him. You might be pinning him down this way. You pin him down this way, and this hand is coming down. Then both hands drift forward. This hand is coming to get behind or to the side of the person's elbow. Once you get behind, and this hand is coming to grasp his wrist. And then from there, you're grabbing again, remember? Grab, but now I'm on the outside of his elbow, and I grab and I twist his elbow. So his elbow is doing this. And I've got him like so. But you see, you don't go out here to do it. You just pin him. All you want, if you really want to be sparse, like some styles, just boom, boom. That's all it is. But we stylize it so it comes out a little bit more open. But here, and as you come here, then this hand drifts up, grabs. This hand flips out, and then you pull. And when you pull with this? No, you sit down. And you push down. Yeah? Then you come back, turn your body and advance. Open. Drop the shoulders, drop the elbows to get the power to push him down. And when he feels that he's getting pushed down, he'll reverse and you push him forward. Okay, to get him out of balance. Again, here. You're protecting yourself, centering yourself. Pin. Advance the hand as you do this. Turn this hand as you push down. But of course, if you don't want to do that, all you're going to do is do this in a stylized fashion. That's fine. Push him down. Push him down with this and get yourself, your body down. Down. Cock your hands forward and then advance. Okay? Then you come back this way. Open up. Whether you're blocking him, that's a possibility. Here, come back, grasp him. Come up. You're lifting up from underneath here again. And when you push him away, you're pushing him. And you may even grab him. But you push him, and you calmly come down. And take a rest. Okay? So the next time you do it, that's one level of, I guess, the meditative part of Tai Chi. You can imagine that you have an imaginary opponent. That's why they call it shadow boxing sometimes. Basically, you're thinking in your mind, if the person was doing what he was doing, and I want to do a certain maneuver, this is what's happening.
So good. I like the explanation. I never really get tired of it because my background is not martial arts. So sometimes it's hard for me to get into the ideas and the information that Ken relays or shares with us. But it is good in that it keeps your mind active. You realize that there is a purpose in what you're doing. It's not purely something that's made up, but based heavily on martial arts. As a result of all of this, your mind stays active, yes. You're using defense mechanism in a soft way, but beyond that, you're building muscles. And over time, and you feel yourself, you will really feel it. And we have this ongoing thing, he and I, like, oh, look at our muscle, feel this, feel that. I mean, it's there. And we say, wow, you know, this is just amazing. I mean, and sure, we're not, you know, bodybuilders and stuff like that, but it's a wonderful feeling that we still have something that can.
Muscle tone. It's not going to be like somebody with muscle bulging, but if you feel yourself, you over time may feel that your muscles are a little firmer, they're not as flat.
Yeah. So it's toning, and toning with muscle strength, you know that you're stronger and perhaps can prevent accidents, okay? All right, we said that in the time remaining that I would go over something I felt that needed more improvement, which is cloud hands, okay? How do we get in and how do we get out of cloud hands? Okay, follow me. We're doing the last parting of the wild horse's mane. Out on an L, move that ball, bow stance, part the wild horse's mane. Flip the forward hand so you no longer see your palm. Join it with the other hand where the palm is now facing you. Sit back, lower. Pivot. Don't worry about your hands. You're going to make a cup. What are we at? What number? 12. We're in an awkward position. We need to pivot on our left heel to get out to our 9 o'clock. Pivot out. Won't move your hands, they're attached. We're at 9. 2 things happen. Flip the hands, join the feet. Move your hips and waist. Make your cup at 12. Do you have a stem and cup? 1, 2, 3. 2 things happen. Flip the hands, open the feet. Use your hips and waist to get to 12. 11, 10, 9. 1 thing happens, flip the hands. Move the hips and waist, stem cup. 1, 2, 3 o'clock. 2 things happen, flip the hands, close the feet. Move the hips and waist to 12. 2 things happen at 9, 12. 1 thing happens at 3. Shift your weight to the left. Come up as a golden cockerel. Come down, round out that front hand, push down, rise up. Push 50-50, gather energy. Right hand, right foot up. Kick out in line as you follow. Gather energy. Left hand, left foot, push out. Holding your ball. We're going to first ward off. Turn the hips and waist. Grab your opponent. Sit down. Turn. Push from the center. Push them away. Roll back. Spiral forward. Sit down lower. Round out with the ball. Push your opponent away. Turn your hips and waist. Use that power of the energy to pull him back. Turn the hips and waist and push that power from your core. And separate and roll back. And spiral forward. Sit down, sit back, go slowly. Pivot. Open pivot. In pivot. Shift your weight to the left. Right hand on the inside. Rotate. Push them in. Push them away. Drop your shoulders. Flex your knees. Gravity takes care of the rest. Wrap around. Heel up. Off the ground. Toe down. Heel down. Simple, right? It makes sense. It really makes sense, especially when you get into cloud hands. The feet look like they're, you know, in some not so organized way, but we use that to get into a nice cloud hand. We use that. It's okay to be in that position because our movements got us there. but we just use our mind, use what we have, shift our weight, and make it happen. All right, one more time to nail down what I just said, okay? On a T-stance, part the wild horse's mane for the last time. Storing that energy, because if you don't have energy, nothing works but hand motion. Out on an L, part the wild horse's mane. Flip the forward hand, join it with the back hand. We're at 3 o'clock. Sit down, lower. Don't worry about your hands. Twist step. Just make a cup on the right hand so that it's almost at the 12 o'clock position, stem and cup. We've got this goofy feet thing. We're going to pivot on our left heel to spin us to the 9 o'clock. But two things happen. Flip the hands, join the feet. Our feet are now in line. Move the hips and waist to 12 o'clock. Going out to 3 o'clock, two things happen. 12 o'clock, stem cup. 9 o'clock, one thing happens. Move your hips and waist, 12 o'clock. Move your hips and waist to 3 o'clock, two things happen. 12 o'clock. Two things happen, 9 o'clock. One thing happens at 3, shift your weight, spiral up. Down, top hand gets a spiral now, no sharp corners. Down, bigger circle, bring it in, out, no sharp corners, round out to gather energy, up and out. Holding our ball, make everything rounded, good practice, out and to the side. Ward off, turn the hips and waist, pull down the bird's tail as you look back. Contact, turn at the hips and waist, push out, roll back, make it rounded, make it circular. Sit back, twist step, ball and T, L and ball, push them away, turn hips and waist, drag him down, sit back, turn at the hips and waist, contact, turn at the hips and waist, push out, roll back, sit down, store that, unleash that energy, sit down, twist, out, in, shift weight, embrace, turn, bringing the tiger up, in, pushing him away. Drop your shoulders, hands go for the ride, flex your knees, wrap around, heel up, off the ground, as you now close your form. Okay.